Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be the narcissist wants to consume your time. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So for those of you who have been in the community and on the channel for any length of time, you understand that time is the number one most precious commodity in my opinion. It's not gold, it's not silver, it's time, because you can't get your time back. And when you were in the narcissistic relationship, that is something that the narcissist took from you. Now, the narcissist wanted you working for them. They wanted you giving to a fault, being a people pleaser, all the things I mentioned on the channel. But your time is something they tried to consume. And they did a very good job of doing just this. Let's imagine, if you will, when you would go meet the narcissist, let's say for lunch or dinner. Maybe it was a friend, a family member, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, romantic interest, business acquaintance, neighbor. Many times the narcissist would be either early or late. Now, let's say if they were early, well, then maybe they would be looking at their watch and pointing to their smartphone saying, hey, I've been waiting for X number of minutes, when in fact they just got there a moment ago, but they're already started off that lunch or dinner to a bad start. Another thing is, many times they would do the opposite. They would be late on purpose and they would make you wait. And sometimes they wouldn't even show up. It would be no call, no text. And you're sitting there holding the bag. And now your evening or afternoon has been ruined because you had plans with somebody who turned out to be a narcissist and they didn't even want to show up. Now you may say, well, why wouldn't they show up, Andrew? Well, there could be a couple reasons why that I will mention. One, because perhaps something better came along. Maybe they had a lunch or dinner opportunity with somebody that they deemed to be more higher in stature, or they could get more from. Or two, flat out, they just devalued you and said something like this, like, oh, I forgot. Oh, we had a lunch? I didn't know that, sorry. I must have missed the text. They'll say things like that, but that is on purpose. Now, back then, you didn't know that narcissism was prevalent. You didn't know that there were people that were actually out there trying to do harm to you or to take your energy from you, to consume your energy and your time. And that is exactly what the narcissist does. That is why, think about how many times when you would be communicating with the narcissist, maybe you were trying to sell your house and you were married to the narcissist and you were trying to get a new house. This is before you knew that the narcissist was a narcissist. Well, you would get offers on the house and maybe they would say, no, let's wait a little bit longer. Let's do this. Well, no, we have to do this. It's not quite right yet. Let's wait till the spring. And you're like, wait a minute, we just had 3 great offers on the house and we can actually make some money here, and you keep delaying it. What's going on? Well, they're wasting your time. They're consuming your time. They're having you right there, using that example, be the unpaid realtor, and they're having you waste the opportunity to sell your house for a profit because perhaps the market took a dip next year when you actually sold it because you couldn't take it any longer. And then the narcissist would tell you, why didn't we sell it last year when we had 3 opportunities? And you're like, oh my goodness, I was explaining that to you. See, this is the narcissistic relationship. It is Bizarro World. What is up is down, what is left is right, what is in is out. You can't make sense of the relationship. What you do know is your time is being consumed by one person. It is the narcissist. Let's take the groceries for an example. Let's say you went shopping to buy food for the house. Well, you bought everything that you were supposed to buy that was on the list, and perhaps even a couple extra items. You came home, you unpacked everything, you put it away, or maybe you left it on the counter because the narcissist needed to put everything away because they need to be in control. And then what would happen? Well, the narcissist would say you bought the wrong loaf of bread, or the eggs weren't grade A, or the milk was expiring in 4 days, not 5. And they would ask you to go back to the store and replace or return items or get something that wasn't even on the list. This is to consume your time. It's to keep you busy. It's to keep you spinning around on that hamster wheel of time consumption. And the narcissist knew this. They knew what they were doing to you each and every day. They also knew the longer you were in that relationship, the more you would tolerate their poor behavior until something gave, until either A, you put up a boundary, B, you were discarded, C, you left the relationship yourself. Or another example would be you went from romance to roommates under the same household, and you were not living a good, comfortable, serene life. You were in the proximity of the narcissist, who was each and every day making that experience living with them more and more unpleasant. So unpleasant that you could cut the air with a butter knife. But what were they doing there? They were bleeding you dry slowly. They were consuming your time. They were keeping you stuck. So the store example, if that resonates with you, drop comments below. That's just one small example. Same thing when you're going to buy a car. If you buy a car, you had the perfect car picked out with the year, the model, the color, the interior, everything. And then you go to buy the car, and then the narcissist would say to you, you know, I think let's look at this other one. After you've put a month into preparation for purchasing the car, that they want to go in a totally different direction. Why would they do something like that? Well, again, it's to consume your time. It's because you were looking forward to purchasing the car that you had picked out and done a month's worth of research on. And the narcissist was going to try to make sure you didn't get that car because you wanted it. And then they would point you in a different direction, and then you would give in because you're like, okay, fine, let's just get your car. It's fine. Then you get the car that they wanted you to get, and you don't even like the car. But yet they are controlling what you're doing, and they're consuming your time. That's another example. And the romance to roommates part, there are people, many people that are in that position. It's not a good place to be, specifically if you are married to the narcissist, or if they're a family member or a roommate that is under the same lease as you are, and you're living in the same proximity. These people, the narcissists, they will consume your time any way possible. And remember, your discomfort is their pleasure. Your pain is their fuel. They want to keep people trapped in the narcissistic cycle. And they don't care how they do it. They just want people, because the narcissist needs people to regulate themselves. But other ways the narcissist wants to consume your time is the divorce. Let's say you're getting divorced from the narcissist. Okay, you've gone to the lawyer, you've gotten all your ducks in a row, you've come up with a good agreement that you could throw at the narcissist, and everything's going about as good as it can because you did your homework. Well, then there'll be key dates along the divorce hearings, and the narcissist many times, not always, but many times will miss the deadlines or will not submit their paperwork. Why? Because they want to consume your time and the court's time and the lawyer's time, and they want to bleed you dry that way also. This is why the narcissistic relationship, it benefits one person, and it is not you. It has never been you, and it never will be you. It's the narcissist, because they like your discomfort. They like the ability to take a beautiful, bright, shining light like yourself and to capture you for a period of time and to keep you down low in the low vibrational state where they exist. This is what they do. That's why breaking free from these people is the path. That's why going no contact, if you can, is the path. And if you can't, utilize gray rock. Understand that the narcissist wants to consume your time. And going back to the divorce hearings or procedures, those are usually dragged out over a long period of time. And I mean, if your expectation is X number of time to get divorced from a narcissist, it's usually a lot longer. I'm not going to put a time frame on it, but if you know what I'm talking about, drop comments below. Having said that, it's the same thing with the custody of the children. Okay, well, you have kids. You're the parents of children, and you married the narcissist, and you didn't figure it out till too late after the kids were born. But now you want to see the kids because you love them, and you want to educate them and teach them and raise them and teach them right from wrong, etc. Teach them values, morals, responsibility. It's not what the narcissist wants. They don't want you to spend time with them at all. Why? Because first of all, the narcissist doesn't care about their kids, but second of all, they know that you do, and so they don't want you to spend quality time with them. This is why the narcissist is trying to drive wedges between you and anything that matters to you throughout the majority of that relationship. And that does include your own kids or grandkids. Parental alienation is what it's called. And I'll tell you right now, that is a very painful thing to go through when you have raised children, whether they were your own biologically or not, whether you've raised them for a period of time and you got close with them and you bonded with them and they bonded with you. And then the narcissist threw a monkey wrench in there and did not allow you to see the kids, or brainwash the kids so the kids didn't want to see you. I hear this frequently, way more frequently than I want to hear it, but it's a fact. It's what these people do. What they want to do is make sure that you do not build a healthy relationship with the children or child, and they will do anything they can to make sure you don't. If you won the court hearings or if you won custody, my suggestion is to spend as much quality time with them as you possibly can and drown out the narcissist. The narcissist wants to consume your time another way. Post-relationship, you've healed, or you're well on the healing path. You're doing extremely well. You're understanding that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third, and you have become awakened and aware. What happens there? Well, you may get a Hoover. You may have a moment when the narcissist is trying to contact you, either directly or indirectly via flying monkey. Maybe they will put a package in your post box. Maybe they will put something on your doorstep. Maybe they'll send you an email. Maybe they'll call you from a strange phone number. Maybe they will have a flying monkey contact you out of the blue that you haven't talked to in 5 years, but this person is asking you personal questions, and you're like, first of all, I didn't really know you when I was with the narcissist. Second of all, why are you contacting me? And third of all, why are you asking me personal things? I mean, the relationship's been over for 5 years. Well, those are all red flags. Ding, ding, ding. What that means is that person, most likely, but not assuredly, is doing the bidding for the narcissist. The narcissist sent them in to test the waters and to see if you were in a relationship again, to see if you've healed, to see if you are open to rekindling or striking up another relationship with the narcissist, to go back for another round. And again, do not accept a Hoover. If you've accepted a Hoover in the past, you understand that it didn't benefit you. But then again, the narcissistic relationship never benefited you either. It was built on quicksand, on smoke and mirrors, on false promises, on lies, on what ifs, on future faking, on possibilities that will never come to fruition. It was built on all of your resources becoming decimated, and you left as a shell of yourself, and the narcissist slithering away onto a new source of supply. And then that's how their cycle goes on and on and on to other new sources of supply. Again, remember, you are not a source of supply in my book. You're a beautiful, bright, shining light. You are an abundant person. There's a reason the narcissist looked for you. There's a reason the narcissist found you. And there's a reason the narcissist wanted to consume your time. The reason of all of those things is because they were they were a used car with a paint job, brand new paint job on it, without an engine. And they needed an engine, and they looked at you as that engine. And if you flip it, the beautiful, bright, shining light, that's what you are. And that's exactly what the narcissist saw in you. And my hope is now that you've reached the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, and you no longer care about the narcissist or any people from that period of time, or you're rapidly or slowly approaching the pinnacle of indifference, that you understand that going no contact is the path, and that your energy and your time is reserved now for you and for those loved and trusted ones that you surround yourself with, if you do. Understand all of these things and so many more of how the narcissist wants to consume your time. Going back to the Hoover, think about that. What is the narcissist doing when they're attempting a Hoover? Well, they're trying to live in your mind again, rent-free. They're trying to have you go back in time and say, wait a minute, it wasn't that bad. Actually, no, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't, but they want you to remember the good times, but not remember the not so good times. And again, if you've ever done this, and if you haven't, I suggest you do. If you're ever wondering about that relationship, did it ever serve you? Just pull out the pen and paper and write the pro-con list of the relationship, the benefits to that relationship when you were in it, if there were any, and the not so good things. And that will open your eyes. It will give you a refresher, if you will. If you do that and you understand that being honest and authentic with yourself is the path, then that will really open up your eyes, and you'll be like, nope, I don't need that. Thank you. Learned my lesson. I made it through that. I will not go back to those days or anything even similar to that, because now I have boundaries. Now I am not a people pleaser. Now I'm not a yes person, and I can say no, the strongest word in the English language. This is what you should do and you must do. But people consuming your time, nobody should be consuming your time. Your time is the most precious commodity on the planet, as I opened the video with, and it should be used how you want to spend it. If you want to sleep in, you sleep in. If you want to go exercise, you go exercise. If you want to go out in the woods or the forest or the rainforest and create a video, do it. If you want to sit down where you're having your morning coffee and consume this video, God bless you. If you want to watch the video before you're going to bed, as I know many of you do, that's amazing, that's beautiful. If you want to sneak a video in during your 9-to-5 job, fantastic. If you're on a plane watching the video, a train, an automobile, if you're in the park, if you're at the beach, if you're skiing, who knows? But the whole point is you now are living your best life narcissist-free. And that's something the narcissist did not want you to do. But then the narcissist thought they owned you, they thought they captured you, and they thought they could still consume your time. But what they didn't know is that you healed, that you found that needle in a haystack, and you understood that you were in a narcissistic relationship that tried to take you down, but it didn't. And here you are in the community, getting your cup full and paying it forward when you can. Remember, using the oxygen mask analogy, if you're on an airplane and the oxygen mask drops down from above because you hit turbulence, you need to put that mask on yourself first, and then you can help the neighbor, whoever's sitting next to you. That's what you should do. That's what you must do, because you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. Using that analogy, apply that to present day. You have to heal yourself. You have to heal childhood wounds, see a therapist, slow your life down, meditate, journal, watch videos, read. You have to do all these things on the healing path. And there are more things to do. And you have to process that relationship. And then when you do it, you slow your life down and you understand, wow, my time was really consumed by somebody. And it was consumed for a long period of time. But no longer is it being consumed by anybody. I can now do what I want, when I want, with whom I want. and there's nobody looking over my shoulder telling me that I have to go back to the store. There's no longer anyone over the shoulder telling me that I am not worth anything. There's no longer anyone over my shoulder telling me that they shouldn't have ever gotten in a relationship with me and that they were lucky, you were lucky to be with them. All of these things and so many more are what these people do. They try to trick you and trap you and manipulate you, and they want to consume your energy, your spirit, your soul, your resources, your money, your health, and your time. But once you really reach the pinnacle of indifference and you understand that that relationship was something that you had to go through, there was no other way, and you apply the lifelong learning lessons from that relationship and throughout your whole relationships of your life, you apply them to present day, and you don't predict the future, you don't live in the past, you live in the present moment. When you do that, that's where the abundance is there waiting for you. That's when doors open up for you. That's when you can fall in love again if you want to. That's when you can create new friendships if you want to. That's when you can travel. That's when you can take a class, teach a class, read a book, write a book. That's when you will find all of the abundance just waiting for you. But you couldn't get there until you went through that narcissistic relationship. There was no other way. You had to go through it. If you didn't meet that narcissist, you would have met somebody else. That was your path on this planet, and you can't change the past. We can't predict the future. We need to live in the present moment. So understand, before I close the video, the narcissist wanted to consume your time. That's only one of many things they wanted to consume, but they can no longer do it. If you have taken the wisdom and applied the tools that are provided for you in the community and on the channel, you understand what I'm talking about. You come first, second, and third, and you are beautiful and blessed. I love you all. Guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. I love you all. God bless you, and have a great evening, morning, or afternoon wherever you are consuming this video. And pay it forward to somebody who could use the video if you believe that that will help them out. My hope is it helped you out and you're getting value each and every day. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye, guys.